I got an email from someone who clearly doesn't understand what the point of the video was. And they said, "Shut the fuck up," in capital letters. "Look at your really ugly face, your crooked teeth." And then in capitals, "You look like something out of Harry Potter, biatch." What that means, I have no idea. "You will suffer, you whore. You will suffer just how animals have suffered for you." Right. Now, see, the ironic thing is that just under where they posted their comment, someone else had gotten confused and called me an asshole. And I had said, "Hang on a sec, have you done any checking out where I'm coming from before posting this comment?" Because that's something that I always do. If I see something that I think, "Oh my God," and it freaks me out and I'm offended by it or whatever, I always take a look at that person's channel, because you might misinterpret them. And, I mean, apart from anything else, I've never left a comment like that, no matter what the person was about. I think the worst thing I ever said was to some people who seriously did have some serious mental problems and came and attacked me purely for being vegan. You know, I said, "I think you have a bit of a mental problem." And I seriously meant it. And I don't think that's not like this kind of shit that I just got. I mean, what is the point of that? What is the point of that? There is no point. If I legitimately was this unrepentant idiot, you know, who liked to rub meat eating in other people's faces, what is calling me a bitch and a whore going to achieve? Nothing. If I was that person, it would just reinforce whatever beliefs I had about vegans. They're all, you know, these aggressive people who are unreasonable and resort to name-calling, you know, when someone doesn't hold the same view. That's what I would think. It's not productive at all. It doesn't achieve anything. You know, and I've seen, you know, like I've been on videos and I've seen some horrible comments left by, you know, hunters and people like that, you know. And so I've gone to their channel. I haven't commented or anything, but I've gone to their channel, and I'll see other vegans have commented. And some of the things that they are writing are just as offensive and disgusting and pointless. Because for one, you're assuming that that person is stuck in that state for the rest of their lives, that they are just evil or something. But that is not the case. There are lots and lots of like farmers and hunters who have at some point turned around and gone the other way. I mean, like, what's that guy's name? You know, the mad cowboy, his first name's Howard Lyman, something like that. He was a cattle rancher. Now he's a vegan activist. I read another story about a pig farmer who was a very angry and cruel man who, with nothing, no real prompting at all, just someone talking to him and giving a crap about how he felt, who happened to be a vegan themselves, and then later on that person asked to use some of his interview in their book, and they sent the book to him. And he read the book, and he ended up going vegan, and he went from someone whose livelihood was killing pigs to someone who grew vegetables, and he kept 10 of his pigs, and he used to take them around to primary schools and get the kids to pat them so kids could learn to love pigs. Because the reason he was the way he was in the first place was because his father was a pig farmer. And he had had this pet pig until the age of 12, this beautiful pig that he was really good friends with, you know, and grown up with. And when he was 12 years old, his father had said, "You kill this pig, or you're no longer my son." So his father had basically traumatized him into doing it, into becoming who he was. And it wasn't what he wanted to be doing or who he actually was. It was a legacy from his father and when treated with kindness and compassion, and shown a different way, he made a different choice. I doubt if they even make you feel that much better when you do it. You know, the anger builds up in your stomach and you go, oh, right, I'm going to send this thing. You are ugly. You are unevolved, like a monkey. You have sex with your mother. What does that achieve? What does it achieve? People are not going to look at that and think, I want to be a vegan. They're going to think we're a bunch of nuts. And unfortunately, in any group, the most vocal ones are the nuts. It seems to be the case, you know? What I have found successful in helping to lead people to at least some level of improvement is to just show them who you are, warts and all, that you're a normal person, a nice person, a kind person, that you're motivated by compassion. You're not some strange person who's a bit nuts and therefore has fixated on animals. Because, like, you're showing them, I'm a nice, kind, friendly person. That is why I'm vegan. If you want to have a look at this stuff, come have a look at it. If you want to ask me questions, I'm willing to help. And that's been really successful. If someone came at me yelling at me, I'm not going to want to be doing what they're doing, because I'm going to think they're a dickhead. That is just the way it is. And I had friends who were vegan or, sort of semi-vegan, like sort of vegetarian, but no milk and some eggs or, whatever. And, there was this one time when my friend, we were ordering pizzas, and I was lacto-ovo-vegetarian at the time. He said to me, if you really loved animals, you would have it without cheese. It was this massive guilt trip, but there was no information behind it. Do you know what I mean? There was no information. There was no, like, hey, do you know how this is made? Because I tell you what, if he had sat me down and told me about that, I wouldn't have gotten the pizza with the cheese. I probably would have gotten something completely different. But he didn't. Veganism, right? A lot of people who are not vegans, they think that we want to get in the law and, we do to some extent, but they think we want to get in the law and just all of a sudden make all animal exploitation illegal, right? That's not what's going to work. Veganism and animal rights is a grassroots movement. It has to be. Because the government and the corporations are not going to move away from what they're currently doing if it's making them lots of money. They're not. It has to be grassroots. It has to be from the bottom up. It has to be us going out and just showing people stuff and talking to them and just saying, hey, there's another way to go about things. There's another way to be. And people will choose it if they want to, or not if they don't, But this is very much a growing movement. And I really do see, with all the young people who are going vegan now, 13-year-olds I've spoken to on the internet. With all the young people going vegan, very soon we're going to have a much larger group of people who are either vegan or vegetarian. And that is going to make a change. Because demand drives supply. If people won't buy things that are cruel, then the corporations are just going to have to find another way around so that they can continue making their money. And things are changing. I go to the shops. I live in Australia. It's not a very vegan-friendly place in general. But I'm starting to see things in the shops with the word vegan written on them. Just now, starting to see it on some things. That means that there is a demand, a serious demand. They wouldn't be doing that otherwise. We are now a segment that is being marketed to. This is an amazing improvement. And in the meantime, we need to be positive. We need to be decent human beings. We need to live a life that is consistent with our ethical commitment to compassion. Thank you for listening to me and my rant, and I'll speak to you guys soon.